And this is a quick video on how to cut a wolf cut. Start off by creating a guide on both sides of her face and then moving to the back of the head, pulling the hair forward onto the last section that you cut previously. If you notice, the angle of my hands is going down to the back. I don't want to point there. I want it to be, as the wolf cut, you can see it really cuts off there at the cheekbone and then moves into dramatic length in the back. That's what makes a wolf cut. Just like I was showing there, I've got, I'm thinking in my head about where I'm headed. And as you can see, as I'm working toward the back of the head, I'm just taking sections from the top of the head down and exiting around the face and pulling it straight forward onto the last section that I cut. By doing this, you're going to create a layered and pattern in the hair, and it's going to graduate a little bit there and move back away from the face. Then check for balance, make sure you're even on both sides. Now you want to go back in and create your layers. The layers that I cut, I consider them round. If you've ever watched any of my videos, that's part of my verbiage and on point. A round layer is pulling the hair straight out from where it lives and cutting all the way around the head. You can really see here how I'm pulling it straight out, pulling it straight up, and I'm cutting. Now, this is very fast, so you might have missed it, but the first section that I took was along the top. I did that to create a guide. You can see here we've got a guide on the top. I know where I'm headed because I've already established my guide, and I already know the length that I have because I've already created it. It makes hair cutting easy when you map it out first. Now, once you've established the layers in the front, you want to let down the back of the hair and then blend that front into the back. My choice of tool here is a razor because I really like the movement and the softness that it creates in the hair. Now in the back you can see I've created some disconnection. I have parted it off right below the parietal ridge and down at an angle, a point right at the occipital bone, and then the same on the other side. So it's like almost a horseshoe section. And now I'm going to marry the length from the crown and the top that we established before and just bring it down and cut it straight out from the head and layer the back. This is going to create some disconnection in the haircut because what you're going from is very short layers into a much longer length. By parting it off on the head shape right above the occipital bone and below the parietal ridge, it's a really great place to part it off when you're going to do disconnection. When it's finished, you'll be able to see it's just invisible. You can't really tell that it's disconnected. It just helps collapse that hair and give them that wolf cut shape, which really a wolf cut is kind of like, from when I was younger, a mullet haircut mixed with a shag is pretty much what a wolf cut is. It's kind of a combination of that. Now, depending on how dramatic you want it is going to determine on the angle of your fingers. My fingers are angled shorter to longer, being shorter on the top, going longer toward the nape or the end of where I'm cutting. You could hold it straight in a square as well. You're just going to get more of a dramatic effect. The discipline I want you to pick up here is that I have a traveling guide and I am pulling the hair straight out from where it lives so that I'm doing a round layer all around the interior of the head shape. And if you notice when I let the bottom down, you can't really tell that it's completely disconnected. But it's good to go back in with my razor and just clean it up, kind of clean up those ends, You could leave it long if you want. I'm just choosing to bring it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to go in and just kind of take my fingers like a claw and just kind of razor the edges a little bit because I want it to be kind of piecey. I don't want a solid perimeter. Now I've decided, once I was finished, I was like, I think I want the bangs, the front area, a little bit shorter to open up her face. So here I am kind of parting off the frontal bone here, and I'm going to create a shorter fringe. And an easy way to do that is make sure that when you part it off, you just come down to the edge of the eyebrow on each side, comb it down and twist, and then cut straight off. It just gives you that nice rounded C-shaping on either side of the bang area. And now I'm just pulling it straight up and just cutting that little point off right right at the edge of that that bang area, just to give a softer edge so it's not such a blunt line. And then after that, you just really need to go back in. Since I went a little bit shorter, I need to go back in and kind of blend that fringe in with the sides. This is all a very visual and personal thing for you, so this is where your creativity, your eye as a hairstylist will come in. Now, this mannequin head tends to be very thick, so I'm just kind of going in and just kind of channel cutting. I'm just using the tip of my shears and just kind of taking little pieces out. And just key point, notice where I'm at. I'm not going too close to the scalp, but I am going enough on the end so that I can really open that up and just give a real piecey, shaggy vibe to this haircut. Now I'm just going back in with my razor and just kind of fine-tuning. Now, once it's dry, that's when you get to do all of the detailing. This is just my favorite part of the haircut. This is where another part where your personality and your eye comes in. And look how beautiful that looks. I hope these tips help.